Have you ever stopped to think about how just 15 minutes can be enough to transform your home? It's amazing, but I've found that with just a small daily investment of time, my house went from a cluttered space to a true haven. And it all started with 5 simple habits I learned by being inspired by the way the Japanese organize their homes. These habits are almost invisible, but they have a profound impact on our day-to-day lives. Let's explore how you can also implement these changes in your routine and see significant results. The first habit I adopted was the practice of cleaning while moving. This means that whenever I move from one room to another, I take the opportunity to carry something that doesn't belong in that space back to its proper place. It could be a book that was in the living room when it should be in my bedroom, or a dish that I left on the table. This simple action not only keeps the house more organized, but also eliminates the feeling that clutter is something to deal with later. Have you ever tried doing this? It's surprising how, throughout the day, you can reduce the number of items out of place. The second habit is the moment of gratitude. At the end of the day, I spend 5 minutes looking around and appreciating everything I have. This helps me value the items I've chosen to keep and reflect on what truly matters to me. This exercise not only brings a sense of calm, but also makes me question whether I really need more things. Have you thought about how gratitude can affect your perception of the items you own? Sometimes it's easy to forget that each object has a story and a purpose. The third habit is mindful detachment. Instead of waiting for clutter to accumulate, every day I choose one item that I no longer need. I've been using a method for some time now to decide whether to keep or get rid of things. It could be clothing, a kitchen utensil, or anything else. This practice has helped me realize that I don't need to hold on to everything I have, and that often less is more. Have you ever felt tied to objects that are no longer a part of your life? Letting go can be liberating. The fourth habit is the 15-minute organization. I choose a specific time of day, usually in the morning or before bed, and I dedicate those 15 minutes to organizing a particular space in the house. It could be a drawer, a closet, or even my office desk. By doing this, clutter doesn't get a chance to accumulate, and with each passing day, I feel like I'm creating a more pleasant environment. How much time do you spend organizing your home? Sometimes, just this small daily effort can make a big difference. Finally, the fifth habit is the ritual of simplicity. Every day, I take a moment to look around and ask myself, what do I really need here? This helps me keep only what is essential and eliminate the excess that we often don't even realize we have. This practice has given me a new perspective on what is truly important, and the feeling of lightness it brings is indescribable. Have you considered how simplicity can transform your space? These 5 daily habits, simple and almost invisible, have completely changed the way I see and take care of my home. In just 15 minutes a day, I've been able to create a more harmonious and welcoming environment. If you're still unsure about where to start, try incorporating one of these habits into your routine and watch how your home begins to transform. Remember, it's not about perfection, but rather making small changes that, when combined, can have a significant impact. Now, how about taking the first step? Try one of these habits today and see how your home can become a more comfortable and organized place. Are you ready for this transformation? The change I experienced was not just about having a more organized home. These habits became part of my routine, and as a result, I noticed a shift in my mindset. The way I view objects and the space around me has become more conscious and intentional. Sometimes we pause to think about how our relationship with objects can influence our well-being. Have you reflected on this? Every item we choose to keep in our homes should serve a purpose, and that goes beyond functionality. The next step in my journey was realizing the importance of creating spaces that reflect who I am. I started to look at each room not just as a physical space, but as an extension of my personality. With that in mind, I decided that each environment should tell a story. This doesn't mean filling spaces with things, but rather carefully selecting what I leave out in the open. Have you ever thought about how the decor of your home can express your identity? By choosing objects that truly resonate with me, my home has become a place that not only shelters, but also inspires. Additionally, the practice of keeping the house organized has led me to value family moments more. With less clutter around, our interactions have become more meaningful. Now, we have more space to share experiences, whether over a meal, during a conversation, or simply in moments of leisure. The environment we create together is more welcoming and harmonious. Have you ever felt how a space can influence the quality of the moments we experience? Simplicity brings greater focus to relationships, and this has been one of the greatest rewards of this journey. Another aspect that changed was my approach to shopping. Before, I used to buy things impulsively, often without considering whether I really needed them. Now, each purchase is preceded by a reflection. Is this really going to add value to my life? This shift in mindset has not only helped keep my home more organized, but it has also brought a sense of financial freedom. Have you ever stopped to think about how impulsive buying can impact your space and your wallet? Over time, I realized that this new lifestyle has also taught me to be more creative. When you have fewer things, you need to find innovative ways to use what you have. I've learned to repurpose items in different ways, like using cardboard boxes to organize documents or turning glass bottles into vases. Simplicity has brought a new perspective on the utility and beauty of objects. You too might discover new ways to use what you already own, and that can be a rewarding experience. Cleaning has also become a lighter and quicker task. With fewer things to clean and organize, the time I used to spend tidying up has been significantly reduced. Now, I can keep the house in order in just a few minutes each day. This has not only freed up time for other activities, but it has also given me a sense of lightness. Do you notice how clutter can consume our time and energy? By eliminating the excess, I've gained more space in my life for what truly matters. These simple habits, which might initially seem small, have a profound and lasting impact. They are not just about physical organization, but also about creating a more conscious and intentional mindset. The feeling of lightness and clarity that comes from an organized space reflects in other areas of my life, making me more productive and focused. Have you ever noticed how a clean space can enhance mental clarity and creativity? Furthermore, the practice of letting go has taught me the importance of being present. In the past, I often felt overwhelmed by the amount of stuff around me, which made it difficult to concentrate and appreciate the moment. Now, with fewer distractions, I can enjoy each experience more fully. This is evident in simple moments, like savoring a cup of coffee in the morning or reading a book at night. Have you allowed yourself to enjoy simple moments without feeling pressured by the clutter around you? The transformational journey I've started doesn't end here. Each day is a new opportunity to reinforce these habits and continue cultivating a home that reflects my intentions and values. Sometimes, it's easy to fall back into the trap of clutter, but now I have the tools and awareness to avoid that. You can also find ways to reinforce these habits and ensure that your home remains a space of peace and comfort. If you're still wondering how to start this journey, remember that it doesn't have to be perfect. What matters is taking small steps and being kind to yourself. Every change, no matter how minor, is a step in the right direction. Over time, you'll see how these small actions can lead to significant transformations. Are you ready to join me on this journey? Start today, and soon you too will be able to enjoy a more organized and welcoming home. One aspect I have been exploring is the connection between minimalism and sustainability. As I've been eliminating excess from my home, I've noticed that this practice not only reduced the clutter, but it has also made me more aware of the environmental impact of my choices. Every item I decided to keep or discard brought a new perspective on consumption. Have you ever stopped to think about how many things we buy without actually needing them? This reflection led me to adopt a more mindful approach to shopping. Now, whenever I'm about to purchase something new, I ask myself if I really need it and what the impact of this purchase will be on my space and the planet. In addition, I've started to take a greater interest in sustainable and quality products. This doesn't mean spending more money, but rather valuing items that truly last and have a purpose. For instance, instead of buying cheap and disposable kitchen utensils, I invested in a few quality pieces that not only work better, but also look nicer and bring joy to use. Have you ever considered how the quality of the items we choose can affect not just the aesthetics of our home, but also our daily experiences? Another point that has fascinated me is the idea that less is more. This notion applies to all aspects of life. With fewer objects around, there is more space for creativity and simplicity. When you're not surrounded by unnecessary items, you can focus on what truly matters. This is especially true for family moments. Now, we have more space to connect, share experiences, and create memories. Have you noticed how an organized environment can facilitate interaction and presence? Over time, I've come to realize that organization goes beyond just the home. This new lifestyle has led me to rethink other areas of my life, such as commitments and activities. I've learned to say no to things that don't add value to my life. This no longer feels burdensome. Not only freed me from unnecessary obligations, but also helped me prioritize what truly matters. This clarity in my choices has made me feel lighter and more focused. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by commitments that weren't truly meaningful to you? The journey of minimalism has also taught me the importance of self-care. With fewer distractions and more free time, I've started to carve out moments to take care of myself. This can be as simple as setting aside time to read, meditate, or indulge in a hobby. These moments have become essential for my well-being. Have you allowed yourself time just for you? Sometimes life can be so hectic that we forget to take care of ourselves. This practice of self-care not only brings satisfaction, but also helps us recharge and face the challenges of everyday life. The transformation I've experienced also reflects in the relationships I've built. As I let go of material possessions, I found that I was also distancing myself from certain relationships that no longer served me. This doesn't mean cutting ties, but rather valuing what truly matters. I began to prioritize friendships that uplift me and bring joy. Have you ever reflected on how the relationships around you influence your life? Creating a healthy and positive environment allows us to grow and thrive. And don't forget the importance of celebrating small victories. Every step on this journey deserves to be acknowledged. Whether it's completing an organization task or deciding to donate an item, I allow myself to celebrate these wins. This not only brings a sense of achievement, but also reinforces my commitment to this new way of living. Have you taken a moment to celebrate your small victories? These celebrations help maintain motivation and joy throughout the process. The practice minimalism, with its small daily actions, has become a way of life that has brought me a new perspective on what it means to live well. It's not just about having fewer things, but about creating a space that reflects who I am and what I value. This journey continues to teach me about the beauty of simplicity and the importance of letting go. Are you ready to explore this journey and discover what minimalism can do for you? Every day is a new chance to reinforce these habits and continue cultivating a home that not only shelters, but also inspires and nourishes. Sometimes, it's easy to fall back into the trap of accumulation, but now I have the tools and awareness to prevent that. And so, this journey becomes a continuous cycle of learning and growth. You can also find ways to reinforce these habits and ensure that your home remains a space of peace and comfort. The journey of minimalism is not just about the physical space, but also about how we relate to time and experiences. As I eliminated the clutter around me, I noticed I was also creating more space in my schedule. I began prioritizing activities that truly mattered, those that bring joy and satisfaction. Have you ever stopped to think about how your time is spent? Often, we find ourselves caught up in commitments that don't bring us happiness. With a focus on simplicity, I started to carve out moments for activities that genuinely make me happy, like walking outdoors, reading a good book, or even cooking a special meal. These moments have become essential for my well-being and have helped cultivate a sense of gratitude for what truly matters. Have you ever experienced the joy of dedicating time to something you love? This connection with the present is invaluable, is one of the greatest rewards of this journey. Another unexpected benefit of practicing minimalism has been how it led me to appreciate the little things in life. When we have fewer distractions, we begin to notice the beauty around us. A sunset, the song of birds, or the aroma of a homemade meal become more valued experiences. This appreciation for the small things brings a new perspective on life and connects us to moments that often go unnoticed. Have you ever truly allowed yourself to appreciate the present moment? Furthermore, simplicity has become a guide for my daily choices. Every decision, from what to wear to what to eat, has become more intentional. With fewer options, I feel I can focus on what truly matters. This doesn't mean I've set aside creativity. Rather, I've found more meaningful ways to express myself. Have you noticed how simplicity can free your creativity? The practice of minimalism has also encouraged me to be more conscious of the impact my habits have on the world. By eliminating excess at home, I started reflecting on consumption in general. Choosing sustainable and quality products has become a priority. Now, every purchase is an opportunity to support brands that share values similar to mine. Have you ever considered the impact of your purchases on the world? This awareness transforms every act of consumption into a declaration of principles. Another aspect that has fascinated me is the connection I've established with nature. Over time, I've realized that minimalism goes beyond organizing the home. It encompasses a more harmonious relationship with the environment. I began bringing natural elements into my home, such as plants and flowers, and this not only beautified my space, but also brought a sense of tranquility. Have you ever realized how nature can influence your well-being? My relationships with others have also changed. With fewer distractions and more room for connection, I've started to value the time I spend with friends and family. Interactions have become more meaningful, and our moments together have turned into a true refuge. Have you noticed how the quality of your relationships can be affected by the environment you live in? Creating a welcoming space for those we love is one of the greatest gifts we can offer. Moreover, this journey has led me to rethink what it truly means to be grateful. Gratitude has become a daily practice, not only in relation to things, but also to the people and experiences that are part of my life. Expressing gratitude has become a ritual that transforms my day and helps me stay focused on what really matters. Have you reflected on how gratitude can change your perspective? This shift in mindset is powerful and can bring a new light to daily challenges. As I continue this journey, I realize that minimalism is not a destination, but a constantly evolving path. Each day is a new opportunity to reinforce these habits and explore new ways to simplify my life. Are you ready to embark on this journey too? Every step we take toward simplicity is a step toward a more meaningful and fulfilling space. These reflections have led me to understand that minimalism is a lifestyle choice that can be adapted to each person. It's not about following strict rules, but about finding a balance that works for you. Each of us has a unique relationship with the space and objects that surround us. Have you allowed yourself to explore what the before you leave? Do two things now. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell to receive the next messages. And share this video with someone who needs to hear this today. To continue, watch the next video. It's already in the cards and also in the description.